Regarding Mariah Carey's relationship with the younger musician Anderson model and former reality star Draya Michele, has some thoughts pack. People had a lot to say about the age difference between Draya and her baby daddy Jalen Green, but it seems that she is not too thrilled that people don't seem to worry about the age difference between Mariah and Anderson. The scoop screenshot at this comment that Draya said saying that's that 17-year age gap, smile go Mimi, with y'all selective as. Jalen Green, a 22-year-old basketball player, ridiculed Draya cruelly for really becoming pregnant, so you can kind of see the murky tone of that post. Since Draya is nearly 40 years old, there is a significant age gap. Things are strange because Mary and Jayan are the same age as her eldest son. Additionally, it was revealed that Draya was friends with the young girl Jayan dated in the past. In fact, it was said that she witnessed the girl's development. T-Snipers put it out there and said, "I can't get over how Draya Michele was all in Bria Hicks' house and watch her grow up to only start dating that young girl, ex-boyfriend Jalen Green. Shake my head. Draya is dead wrong. She should be dating someone her own age, let alone this girl worked for you. You knew her mother and was all under her pic's dirty work. Now Bria Hicks should date Draya's son." Yes, there was a lot of controversy surrounding Draya's relationship with Jayan, not only because of their age difference but also because of his optics. He was the boyfriend of the girl she watched grow up, and he is also the same age as her son. So it's strange people also know that she purposefully got pregnant by this man in order to secure the bag. And Jalen has a big bag from the NBA. He actually signed a 3-year contract worth $16 million. So yes, Draya got the bag, and I believe she simply got tired of dating various entertainers, athletes, and rappers. She was even allegedly Diddy's girl.
So yeah, like last time I seen Draya, when we was talking about that shit, she was with Puff. Like Draya, like giving him a hand job or something under the cut blanket. While we in there. I'm like, bro, I don't want to talk too much. I went back downstairs with Travis Scott.
You know, if Draya was playing with Diddy, she was acting strangely for a change. I believe she was tired of the fast-paced lifestyle and needed a retirement plan, so she got a young, stupid, wealthy man to have a baby with. However, her situation is different from Mariah's. She married Nick Cannon, who was 9 years younger than her, and she also dated her background dancer Brian Tanaka, who was younger than her. Now she's with Anderson .Paak, who is younger than her, but Anderson is nearly 40 years old, and Mariah is 55. So these are mature individuals. Additionally, Mariah isn't dating a man who is the same age as her kids, and she isn't getting pregnant for a paycheck. I get it. I was even very mean when I talked about it at first, and I kind of regret it too because I was like, dang, I didn't have to be so harsh. But still, Draya can't change the way people view her relationship because the optics don't look good. They just don't, so her trying to raise comparisons to Mariah and Anderson's relationship is just not going to work now. Moving on, I want to talk a little bit about this because some days ago, the Braxton family's niece, Ashlee Braxton, came forth and exposed some details about the family that are pretty disturbing now. Ashlee Braxton is the daughter of the Braxtons' older brother, Michael Braxton, and she has been speaking up a bit about her childhood. Her childhood was very, very rough. In fact, she did an interview talking about how her mother abandoned her when she was very young, and her father remarried, and her stepmother was abusive to her, and her sister LOL Braxton. Not to mention her father was abusive to her stepmother, and she even said the father was abusive to her and her sister as well. So it was a toxic environment. And Ashlee actually ended up leaving the country to find some healing. And unfortunately, her younger sister Elle passed away from a drug overdose, which was very, very tragic. And Ashlee also brought up a story where one of her aunts, her famous aunts, cut her off and stopped talking to her because she thought Ashlee was having an inappropriate interaction with her husband. And mind you, Ashlee was 16 years old at the time.
Okay, so I want to tell a story today. And that story is about how one of my aunts in my family do not talk to me because they think that I, at the age of 16, did something with her partner at the time. I guess she felt like I did something with her partner at that time. And nothing happened, but I'm going to try to tell the story quickly and also not name any names. And so I was with this aunt for the summer with my sister, and I can't remember how much time had passed since we were there in the summer for a little bit of time to when we got home. And when I think it was my stepmother was going through my phone and she found this conversation, this sort of conversation. And she showed it to my dad, and my dad called that aunt, and we spoke about it, and we talked about it a little bit. And I remember just a lot of emotions. It was a lot going on. I was 16 at the time, and I'm 32 now. I had to think about that. So yeah, my aunt was there for me. She was very kind and very nice and was like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. But then as the years had gone by, it's like that mood and that assumption that I didn't do anything because I was a child was not that assumption anymore. It just felt like love from my family was just cut off and gone. And you're like, but wait, that guy? And it made it even worse because it was like, wait, this guy that was doing this to you on TV? And like, it's kind of cohorts in the same spirit of what was happening. Not in the same cohorts, in the same spirit, but like, you know? So for me, it was difficult because I realized that my aunt was starting to feel this way that I initiated, or that it was I'm a part of the problem to blame. And I was saying before that I never should have been put in that situation as a kid at all, ever, especially when there's an adult involved. So I'm 16. I'm at my aunt's house, and when I leave, I'm there for the summer. Her husband at the time decides to start sexting me. So sexting in a sexual manner. Okay. There was nothing physical that happened. Absolutely nothing physical. However, when my parents first brought it up to my aunt, she was there for me, very like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. And as the years have evolved, that has turned into, it's your fault. It's turned into, you were old enough to know right from wrong. And it's turned into something physical happened and you did it. And for me, that's mind-boggling to me, because if there was something that was physical that happened, and I'm 16 years old, this makes this person right. You know the word and I can't use it. And so that is mind-boggling. It's just something that I don't really understand. I'm 16 years old. I'm 16. So I think the hardest part for me was trying to navigate as to why is it me? Do you know? Why am I the scapegoat? Why are you not talking to me? I didn't ask for it. Why do you want me to come to you and say, yes, I had a physical relationship with this person? Like, that makes him do anything. I said that I wouldn't get emotional on this, and I don't know. This person has also had a platform to be able to talk and to be able to voice, show his character of who he is, and like we're just breaking bread with the person as if nothing has happened, or like it's just, I don't know.
Having said that, it sounds like currently Ashlee appreciated this TikTok comment and verified the aunt's identity. That said, this sounds like Trina and Gay. She gave context clues. She said the person was on TV operating in the same spirit. Gabe had a sex addiction. Ashlee confirmed this situation, and honestly, it's heartbreaking, but not just because of what happened. What's even worse is that Trina, of all people, decided to cut her niece off over Gabe. Let's not forget what Gabe put Trina through. If you've ever watched Braxton Family Values, you know the chaos he caused. He cheated on her repeatedly, left her emotionally wrecked, and made her life a mess. She was drinking heavily, having meltdowns, and dealing with her own issues. Yes, Trina wasn't perfect either. She lashed out at Gabe and had her own affairs. But nothing about their toxic, up-and-down relationship changes one thing. Gabe's behavior was consistently abusive, manipulative, and wrong. Now here's where it gets really disturbing. Gabe initiated an inappropriate conversation with Ashlee, a minor at the time. Let's be clear, that's predatory and disgusting. And yes, Gabe has passed away, but his death doesn't erase his actions. What's even more shocking is Trina's response. Instead of supporting her niece, she blamed her. She cut her off entirely as if Ashlee was the problem. How does that make sense? Ashlee was 16, just a kid. She didn't fully understand the situation, and she certainly wasn't responsible for it. Gabe, on the other hand, knew better. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he still made the choice to cross that line. Ashlee's life wasn't easy. She grew up in a toxic household, abandoned by her mother and left with abusive parents. She didn't have a strong support system, and on top of all that, she had to deal with her aunt's husband preying on her. Even if Ashlee responded to Gabe's messages, she was still a child, trying to navigate a deeply harmful situation. This isn't to say she didn't have a conscience or didn't know right from wrong. She likely felt uncomfortable and knew it wasn't okay, but at 16, she didn't have the maturity to fully grasp the gravity of what was happening. Gabe, however, absolutely did. It's heartbreaking to see Trina choose to defend a predator instead of standing by her niece, but unfortunately, this isn't an isolated case. In some families, women will go to extreme lengths to protect a man even when he's in the wrong. They'll turn their backs on the victim to save face, preserve their marriage, or avoid feeling like they're in competition with someone else, even if that someone else is a 16-year-old girl. It's twisted, it's heartbreaking, and it happens far too often. The Braxton family's dysfunction adds another layer to this tragedy. Their family dynamic has always been toxic, filled with suppressed trauma and unresolved issues. Their mother, Evelyn, held on to bitterness for years after her husband's affair, and that bitterness shaped how her children deal with conflict. Instead of addressing problems head-on, they hold grudges, fight, and let issues fester for years. Trina's grudge against Ashlee is just another example of this cycle of dysfunction. Ashlee isn't staying silent anymore, though. She's speaking out about her experience, and she's doing so to help others heal. She's tired of being silenced and overlooked. Her story is powerful, and hopefully it sparks some change. Not just in her family, but for others dealing with similar situations. Honestly, I hope Trina steps up, apologizes, and tries to rebuild her relationship with Ashlee. Ashlee deserves better. This wasn't her fault. And it's time for Trina to take accountability. Holding on to this grudge serves no purpose, and reconciliation is the only way forward. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.